Good morning and welcome to the grand opening of the NBA Historical Museum. As we open the doors, we'll start our tour off by looking at how the game of basketball was invented, then we'll get a look at how major changes made to the game to keep it popular and thriving, and then we'll meet the best basketball players to ever play. But before I spoil too much, let's jump right into how the game of basketball was created. James Naismith was a Canadian-American physical educator who created basketball as a free-time PE game and has now turned into a thriving international sport. According to National Geographic, in 1891, Naismith created the game to keep his students warm and active during the cold Springfield, Massachusetts winter. Using just a peach basket nailed to a railing 10 feet high and the soccer ball, kids loved it. Popularity of the game spiked and started being played all around the country at colleges and YMCAs. By 1905, high school basketball was officially recognized as a permanent winter sport, and the first professional basketball league was the NBL, or National Basketball League, and it was created in 1893, but eventually it dissolved in 1904 due to the lack of funding and support. But by 1937, the league was revamped and it had additional support from major companies like Goodyear, Firestone, and General Electric. As the sport continued to grow and spread, eventually by 1949, the first college basketball tournament was played at Northwestern University. At the time, there were actually two professional leagues, the NBL, National Basketball League, and the BAA, Basketball Association of America. The two leagues had major competition for many years until 1947, when they finally came to an agreement and decided to converge as the NBA, or National Basketball Association that we know and love today. As we talk about how basketball was invented, it's easy to notice that there have been some major changes since Naismith's first game. And that brings us to the second part of our tour, major changes made throughout the history of the game. According to Stacker.com, there have been two major changes made to the game: the overall size and popularity of the game and the speed of the game. The first being the overall size and popularity. The spike in popularity of the game created a spike in revenue for the league and allowing it to continue to grow and build throughout the years. Bill Russell was one of the greatest players of all time, but he played in the 1950s. His peak salary throughout his career was only $100,000, compared to today's highest paid player, Stephen Curry, who's making upwards to $45.5 million per season. But besides the mass amount of money that the league and the players are now making, the other big change to the game was the speed of the game. The first rule that really impacted the speed of the game was the hand check foul. The hand check foul is when the defensive player has his or her hand barring or stopping the offensive player from moving. It seems like a pretty easy concept and idea of a foul, but that little rule change completely changed the speed of the game. Defensive players could no longer slow down or control the offensive players as easy, creating a lot more easy and fast buckets, creating a lot more fast-paced and high-scoring games. The other rule that greatly impacted the speed of the game was the implementation of the three-point line in 1979. The three-point line completely revolutionized basketball and changed it for the better. Teams started strategizing and playing completely differently. Coaches started drawing up quick three-point plays, and they never looked back. Stephen Curry has taken the biggest advantage of the three-pointer, as he has made over 3,000 three-pointers in just his 13-year NBA career. The revenue, speed of the game, and the three-pointer are only a couple ways that the game has changed in the past 100 years. But as time went on, so did the players and the game. There have been many different eras of greatness from different players, and basketball exploded internationally in 1984, all due to the greatness of one player, Michael Jordan. Michael inspired millions of people all around the world, and everyone loved him because of how exciting it was to watch and how much better he was than everyone else. According to fadeaway.net, Michael went to 6 NBA championships, winning all 6, winning 5 MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and ESPN's coveted Athlete of the Century award. Michael inspired millions of people all around the world, and it truly showed in 1996 when the first MJ-like player entered the league, and his name was Kobe Bryant. Kobe entered the league with the same hustle mentality and play style as Michael, and that truly paid off when throughout his career, he averaged 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, and he also brought in 5 NBA championships, making him the most loved basketball player ever in the Los Angeles area. After Kobe was done dominating the league came LeBron James. LeBron James is now considered a top 2 player of all time, and depending on who you ask, it's usually between him and Michael Jordan. Throughout LeBron's amazing career, he has been known for being so good for so long. He has dominated the league for 19 years when the usual player can play their best for a max of 5 to 7 years. Throughout his historic career, he has averaged 27 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, bringing home 4 NBA championships, 4 MVPs. There have been many different eras of greatness from different players, but these three have stood out above all and greatly impacted the game and changed it for the better. Basketball has been around for over 100 years, and I figured it's about time that somebody makes a museum recognizing the great history of the sport. Throughout our tour today, we got a chance to look at how basketball was invented, major changes made to the game, and the best basketball players to ever play. We thank you guys for being the first ever visitors at the NBA Historical Museum, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.